Let's be honest, you completely deserve that.
I used to be concerned and nervous about the future. Sometimes I'd get
We're
scared
back.
before
Proper
there were
resolution.
events such as childbirth or
Alright, we're good now.
Hey, sometimes
I guess we can start
We're good.
because I'm ready.
Alright, I'm ready on you then.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go!
GLHF.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low.
Alright, first thing, I gotta get into the car.
Who would have guessed?
Done. Now I gotta drive to the safe house. Obviously spamming camera to despawn everything. When I got in the car I pressed F, so the second I stop, Claude will automatically get out. That's convenient, especially with markers like this one, and especially this one.
Let's get off the street and find a change of clothes.
Yeah, and he paused into the marker because when you pause, the game thinks that your speed is 0 and you need to be stuck to trigger.
I know this guy. He's connected. His name's Luigi. Me and him go back, so I can probably...
Alright, so
Come on, let's get over.
8-Ball tells us about Luigi, who may have some job for us. I paused so quickly by moving my mouse over above the middle of the screen, and then while holding W in the car, simply pressing escape. Now I gotta find a taxi. That may... oh, there's one. Maybe it goes there. Oh, there is one. Great. That will be useful later. Like 7 minutes.
Kamiks made a replay over a rampage icon. That's not there during the mission because you just cannot rampage during missions. And here's gonna need that later as well. Just, like, replays are pretty broken in this game. Not just this
Did you
game.
just say that you can't start a rampage during a mission? I think that is incorrect, Hoxie.
Oh boy.
Details.
Who hired this man?
No one.
Yeah, no.
You don't pay me.
I didn't ask for any commentary. So shoutouts to Hoxie for volunteering.
Wow, that's a dig. I didn't ask you to be here, Hoxie.
I can't leave.
No, don't. I actually forgot to get a gun, so I'll have to do that later.
Hell yeah, dude. Everyone who's ever run this game that is listening to the stream right now, come on in, let's fucking go.
Open mic, let's go.
Only requirement is having a PB on the leaderboard. Oh no, fuck it.
We're all huddled around you, staring intently. Breathing down your neck.
No pressure, man.
Okay, I didn't kill him apparently. I didn't... okay, I did. This gun will be useful in like 2 missions or 3, I can't count. Respray and finish the mission. And then I will have to look for a cop car. I will have to need... which I will need to perform first insta-pass of this run. Oh god.
First insta-pass of the marathon, so who's gonna explain them?
Go get Powden, his explanation is pretty...
Really is it? Oh my god. Yeah, someone get Powden in there.
That is a very good cop car, holy shit.
That's huge.
Yeah, so I hold Vigilante now, start Rampage, release, and I have on mission 0, Rampage.
If you've seen the Vice City and Eve Center run earlier, like, you would see that they use phone calls in most of the other games to set this stuff up. But GTA 3 doesn't have that. It has a like a hands-free pager system, so you can't use them. So you just have to use like chaining rampages instead. But it works pretty much the same way. So like when this rampage runs out, he will then have like on mission 0 whatever mission he's on. And then the first Interpass is what's the name of the mission? Myclip's Last Lunch.
Yeah.
And all you need to do to Interpass that mission, what we mean by that is start the mission and instantly pass it, which is like a really fast trick, is you just need to have Vigilante running. So that's why he has the cop car. That and it's super fast and you get a gun. It's like all amazing things in one. You get a fast car, a weapon, and it's also useful for a trick.
Yeah, cop car is one of the fastest vehicles in this game. And it's right at the start of the game, so it's convenient.
Yeah.
I think it's like the second fastest vehicle that you can get in Portland, isn't it?
Well, excluding that Banshee, it is, yeah, one of the two fastest. The other one is Mafia Sentinel.
Completely forgot about that one.
Alright, I have shit ton of time to spare. I can chill for a moment.
Yeah, so what Kamiks has done there is set up so he had an on mission 0 rampage, and then he's going to start Vigilante, so he's on mission 1 right now, so he's on the Vigilante mission. And then the rampage is going to run out, which puts him on mission 0 Vigilante, then he starts Myclips, and then because they're both running at the same time, then it insta-passes Myclips' Last Lunch. So you'll see it'll say that it failed, because like, I don't know, some other bullshit reason, but I guess like
I think my clips
fail
gets killed and one of the instances fails.
Yeah, one of the instances fails. I forget what the reason is why it fails, like the car gets destroyed or something. But,
So that's
you-
why I needed the
that's
gun.
the mission.
It is completely useless now.
You can use the shotgun for that, but it involves you having to like trigger him and run after him for a bit.
It's slower.
So yeah, the pistol is quite a bit faster.
I also shot cop car before the other mission, so now I don't have to shoot it twice. I can just insta-kill it, I guess, insta-blow it.
Yeah, you like damage the car prematurely, so now one shotgun blast will
Oh,
blow it up.
okay.
Uh-oh!
Oh dear.
Classic Ben Heist.
Yeah.
I at least skipped the shit. Okay.
Gaming.
You didn't see anything. You literally didn't see anything.
Nice jinx through. You didn't. You said that he didn't flip around the bush, but yeah, it's all your fault.
But he did a nice flip when the police officer judo threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
You little criminal, come here. Bam.
So as I said, I need to destroy this car. Make sure there is no cop around. Okay, good.
You probably noticed that this time the van took a different route. There's two routes that this van can take. You
Yeah,
saw
it
both,
was a
like,
showcase of this mission.
Yeah, exactly. The first one's the fastest one, and the one that he got now is the awful.
So there was supposed to be a taxi, but apparently I died and it despawned.
Apparently you died.
Apparently.
You say that like there wasn't like we didn't all see it, you know. Apparently.
I wonder where it went.
Yeah. So you would usually use the taxi to set up an on mission 0 rampage before you start the next mission. Thankfully, you can either get a taxi like around here, or if not, then there's a fixed cabbie spawn that you can get right where Kamiks is going now, at like the depot.
It's really convenient.
Yeah. Like taxis are pretty common around this area, but I was like, why leave it to chance, right? Something to also mention as well is in this game, when you use a submission to instapass something, it kills that mission. So now if you were to enter a cop car and like activate Vigilante, it just doesn't activate. Like the whole mission is dead. So you can't just use like the same submission to instapass a lot of stuff. So that's why like you won't see the cop car again. And later on you'll also see Taxi being killed. And does this route use paramedic to instapass anything?
No.
No, okay. But in the world record route, you use paramedic too, so you would kill all 3 of those. So you've got to be careful with like what you use and what you don't.
All the runners of this game have blood on their hands.
So I'm going to make third replay of the run, which is basically the spot I already made replay of.
Rampages in this game have 2 locations, a main one and an alternate one. The main one is like where it spawns initially, and the alternate one is where it spawns after you like fail it or something.
Yeah, they flip back and forth to like position A and B. So if you let it run out in order to set up like an on mission 0 thing, then it'll flip to the other destination. So then you need to like be mindful of that and plan the route around it.
So I'm gonna start the infamous 3 vans mission before the rampage runs out, then the rampage runs out, and then I will be able to start again, which will... I will have 2 instances of the same mission, and I will kill myself to fail the mission. But it will make the other instance to pass. So now I need a cap for another instapass. Lock time, balance, no cap. Okay, there's 2. So what I did was called dupe and failed. Have 2 same missions at the same time, and mission cleanup I believe will despawn the 3 vans, and the other instance will think that I destroyed the vans because they are no longer there, so it will pass. It's really convenient.
Yeah, it all works in like a sequence, but it's pretty much as you described. Like you have them 2 running at the same time, and then when you die, it will think, you know, because you finished whatever you're doing because you're dead. Mission cleanup will run and it'll despawn any like assets tied. So for example, like any enemies or any mission vehicles. So in that instance, it gets rid of the vans that are there. But then in the second instance, it goes, oh, good job. You know, the van's out there. Congrats, you passed it. And that works for any mission where you have to, like, your only targets are like things that will be affected by mission cleanup.
So a lot has happened when Ben was explaining. I did some mega jumps, took the firefighter, because I will need to use the fire truck. I will need to use firefighter to cancel the next mission after this one in order to insta-pass it, because if I don't do that, the game will crash.
Yeah, starting and cancelling the mission loads the character models that are needed to actually do the insta.
Yeah, that's like a weird exception in this one for some reason. But mega jumps are kind of simple purely because like you don't really need to know like the exact technical things of how they work. But basically, if you like attack and then jump and then play a replay in like a certain timing window, then you'll just get launched like in the direction that you're facing. Hence the term mega jump. You can also do it by jumping and then jumping again as you land and then playing a replay, but like what most people do is just the first one.
That was close.
That was really close.
But it's alright, I'm only 4 minutes behind my PB.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so that was Salvatore's called a meeting, but it was insta-passed by running Taxi. Similar to Michael Lips, but you're just using Taxi instead. So now Taxi submission is completely dead.
Yeah, you can see first 0. It is from taxi.
Yeah.
It will be there
Yeah.
for the rest of the run.
Yeah, you can get rid of it, but there's no point. Like, it's just an
Yeah.
extra thing.
Thankfully, it's not super annoying.
Yeah.
So now we're getting some drugs for Maria,
Come on, Spider, let's go and check out.
and we need to drive her to the party. So what I will do here is I will get out of this stretch and punch the mafia guy. So he wants me to die. But I will get back into the stretch, block the door, because if you block the door while someone is chasing you, your car will get removed from the vehicle list, which can contain only maximum of 2 vehicles. And unfortunately, only on this mission, your mission vehicle gets put on the vehicle list because Claude is in that taxi stretch before game makes it the stretch mission vehicle. It's super inconvenient, but it is what it is. And
Yeah,
I
we
need
need-
the stretch to. I need the stretch removed because I have the fire truck waiting at the Tony's place, and I will need to use it later after cutting the grass for another dupe and fail. World record route doesn't remove the stretch because after cutting the grass we die, we kill ourselves, and use the paramedic to dupe the triads in. Oh shit.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
Don't. Okay.
Ooh.
Use paramedic to dupe that mission.
Jesus Christ.
You don't wanna go down there.
Yeah,
I
you
really
can,
don't.
you can't get the stretch back up that hill. You have to go like all the way around, which is really bad.
You know, I enjoyed myself for the first time in a long while. You treated me really well.
And that would make paramedic dead, which would lead us to 2 mandupes, which, well, obviously manduping isn't good for marathon runs. They are super random. Now this is, oh shit, this is autoscorer. I need to make another replay. No, this wasn't the first mega jump.
You know, the first mega jump was like 3 minutes in or whatever, 4 minutes.
In today's fast-paced
So here's the rampage.
more Americans are realizing if you don't have the latest and greatest technological devices,
In this mission, you're supposed to like pick off, like normally casually you're supposed to follow Crowley Bob, but you can just pick him up in a taxi. Like Salvatore mentions in the cutscene that he like drives home in a taxi. I guess that was supposed to be a hint or something.
Yeah, it's like an actual like intentional, like secret way almost to beat the mission, and it's also really fast for speedruns. You can just take him there yourself. It's like one of the first instances of like Rockstar's really good game design, where you can do like, you know, approach a mission a million different ways that they threw out the window when they started developing GTA 5 and Red Dead 1.
we'll upgrade your system, then you
Movie-like experience.
Shoe starts from the ground up. At Eris, we make high-quality footwear. In fact, you can find Eris.
Here comes our little friend.
There's been some criticism about
So now I just gotta kill him.
Use Firefighter to tick down the grenades rampage in this route, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the grenade rampage, the one on the train tracks that you made a replay of, is like especially good for this route because it's a destroy vehicles rampage rather than killing people. And what you can do is if you start it like and then set up on mission 0, so you can start like missions during it, you can set up Firefighter, which whenever you start Firefighter, it spawns a vehicle, and then when you cancel it, it despawns that vehicle. And as you can see, it's ticking down the rampage because it
explodes it.
Yeah, it destroys the vehicle, so it keeps ticking down, so you can just beat the rampage really easily, rather than having to wait 2 minutes for it to fail.
Yeah, because all explosions count for rampages, like...
Yeah. There's a bunch of other super things, like cool things you can do with that. Like, I know, in, I think 100%, you blow up a bunch of stuff, and then you play a replay of the explosion, and that counts too. So
yeah, that's for the under surveillance different fail.
Yeah, so like a really slight oversight when Rockstar made like those rampages can be heavily abused in speedruns.
Oh!
Jesus.
Sick.
Should text Tony Hawk about that one. So in like the most common route that you probably see whenever you see like or you used to see in GTA 3 speedruns, this mission would be the one that you would use taxi to instapass, but since a like consistent way of doing marathon runs with scam instapass was found, then you don't really see it anymore. So instead, you just complete this mission as normal, because this mission is far shorter than Salvatore's Call the Meeting. This mission's what, like a minute to a minute and a half, maybe? Something like that. Yeah, because you just like mega jump all the way across to the garbage truck, and then you just have to drive it into the compound. That's it.
I don't mega jump at all times to move everywhere because I would die if I wouldn't have the invincibility glitch.
Yeah, so I kind of like half explained that earlier, but to go into more depth, like so when you mega jump, you get propelled at like a stupid velocity, right? And if you don't break your fall somehow, you'll just die, because like fall damage is based on your velocity within the game. So if you just launch yourself like across a road, you just die as soon as you hit the ground. So the only way you can combat that is by either doing it like on a slope to slow yourself down,
like,
or to hit a wall,
yeah,
and like break your fall, basically. So, yeah.
Okay, it's unlocked. For this one time in this run, I need ambulance unlocked if I don't wanna mendupe last requests. As I said, mendupes are really inconsistent.
Menduping is just starting a rampage from a replay and the mission at the same time and hoping like they both.
Hoping for the best.
We should take these Colombian bears.
Don't flip. Okay. What a tune.
I mean, what isn't a tune in this game? Let's be honest.
So now you see me flashing replays. You probably didn't notice, but when you play a replay, the in-game clock resets, the second resets of in-game clock, so you can... And well, I actually need to do this for Sayonara Salvatore time. And it's a bit more complicated, so I won't really explain that. At least now.
Essentially all it is that when you start Sayonara Salvatore, which is like technically kind of Portland but also Staunton because you go back between the two, but it's like it's 2 missions from now, and as soon as you start the mission, what's the game looks at the time on the clock and it adds a certain amount onto it to like give you enough time to do what you need to do, like within the mission. But it rounds up to the hour. So, for example, I think it adds 2.5 minutes from
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, if you were to start it at like 55, let's say like 04:55, right? Like 5 to 5 in the morning. Then it would round it up to 5 o'clock and then add 2.5 minutes onto it. So it's like essentially an auto-scroller up until that point. So Kamiks would have 2.5 minutes plus the 5 seconds to the hour in order to complete the mission, right? But then if he were to wait an extra 5 seconds and start it on the hour, it would then round up to the next minute or hour in game, and then add 2.5 minutes on. So he would lose an hour in game or a minute, like in real time, just because he started the mission at the wrong point.
Oh.
So
yeah.
essentially, all you need to do is make sure that you start. You need to start the mission like not at the start of an hour, but rather at the end.
Like 58. Like when it comes to the minutes or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
I was always told 57. Maybe that's like a safety thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because you have to accommodate for like starting and skipping the cutscene and everything until the actual mission starts. Mr. Mary coming in with the huge knowledge.
And getting corrected by a cat.
Well, actually, guys, you can be at the marker at 20, so please stop it.
Yeah.
Chivo told me that.
You effectively created a time machine. Not quite. But
Well,
if you didn't really understand the explanation, then you'll understand when he finishes this mission here, because then he'll immediately start the next one. But all that you need to know is that he's gonna start the next mission like before 6 o'clock, and that's what's important. If he started it after 6 o'clock, he would lose a minute. Because he wouldn't be able to beat the next mission until 9:30 rather than 8:30. So he starts at about 5:55, which is perfect. And then when this mission starts, because it was before 6 o'clock, it'll round it up to 6 o'clock, add 2.5 minutes, and it'll say, you know, Salvatore will be leaving Luigi's about 8:30. So as we said, like, you can't do anything to pass the mission until that time on the clock. Like, the mission, the way you beat the mission is by killing Salvatore, and he doesn't, like, spawn until that point. So Salvatore spawned a minute earlier just because he entered like 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, he basically wanted us dead at last request with the cheetah, because I don't know. I'm a zoomer. I don't know the lore.
Yeah, I don't remember either. He betrays you for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
because
it's because
Maria, Maria
Maria.
tells him that she's with Claude, and
Yeah.
the actual the explanation Sal gives you for the cheetah is that there's some guy with his brains blown out, and he doesn't want the cops.
Yeah, but it turns out the car is rigged with a bomb, and Maria like pages you halfway to let you know, and then you escape together to Staunton. And then you come and take your revenge on Sal during this mission.
I mean,
But,
it's
yeah.
not really revenge. Just Asuka tells you to kill him because you work for the mafia and she's the Yakuza.
Well, I would say there's definitely some revenge in there.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
Even though Cloud is a silent protagonist, so he never says it, like, I think it's pretty implied that he wants to kill him.
So now I picked the rampage I will use to dupe and fail the next mission after this one. And by buying Uzi here, I replace the rocket launcher with Uzi, so that will make me able to sprint and jump. And I will need that to get to the Staunton, to the mission.
Yeah, you can use rockets to like beat this mission, but he wants to start the next mission in order to dupe and fail it, right? Yeah, under surveillance. Yeah. So, and the easiest way to get back to Staunton where that mission is by just mega jumping over the pier across the water, and you can't do that because you can't jump with the rocket launcher. So 8:30 on the clock, Salvatore. All the goons come out, and then once you kill them, Salvatore spawns.
Yeah, you were supposed to be not spotted here, but who cares? You can just kill them.
The game doesn't have any checks. You can do whatever you want.
And Giga Mega Jump right here.
Yeah. So then this was all a big setup to start under surveillance, and then the rampage runs out because he's timed it properly, and then starts it again, and then just mega jumps to his death again. Because this is the same as like Trials and Tribulations and whatever else that was in Portland.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially, like your only objective is to kill these certain people, and because you die, the people get cleaned up by mission cleanup, and then the mission passes. It's like, hey, good job, these people aren't there anymore, which means they're probably dead.
So, the upcoming mission is to destroy a boat, but I don't have any weapons, and doing the casual strats are obviously slow. Which you need to take a police boat with guns. But thankfully I made a replay of Rocket Rampage. Right there. I started it, and I will use this rampage, I mean the rocket launcher rather, to destroy the boat. And we do that from basically there. Like...
You don't need to go anywhere to actually...
That was a sick door removal.
Yeah, fucking Taz.
I was wondering why you didn't do it on the wall, and I was like, wait.
I don't usually do it here.
Just doing it for the strike point.
Yeah.
This is payday for just a mission where you just basically drive from one place to another and effort.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that this mission is on the top 10 list for Watch Mojo's hardest GTA missions of all time?
Big Omega.
Fun little fact there, but yeah, because journalists suck at video games. Because I don't know what like the average time to have on the clock when you finish it, but it's like well over a minute of leeway. If you drive well and like, I mean, you don't have to know the route, like you just have to drive well and not crash and flip your car a million times.
So when the rampage ends, I will attempt to get 30k rockets from this rampage, because if you end rampage in a replay, then the game doesn't remove the weapon you have, and you have 30k ammo of whatever weapon you have. You just don't see it. Well, they didn't make infinite or anything, because, well, how could you spend 30k ammo of something in 2 minutes?
I mean, it's not really realistic to make something infinite anyway, so you always just set a really high number that nobody could ever reach.
Okay, I did it.
Nice.
Game.
Yeah, so that's really convenient, because 30,000 rockets, like, you just become like a one-man wrecking crew for the rest of the missions.
Yeah, and we don't die anymore after that dupe and fail, so we don't lose weapons or anything.
Yeah. Someone mentioned what is the hardest one? I mean, I don't actually remember what's number 1 on the list.
Decoy and Smackdown.
Is it actually?
In my opinion, yes.
Oh, I'm talking about the Watch Mojo list.
I will check.
I didn't watch that shit.
I'll look at it. I've seen the video like a long time ago. Hardest missions. Top 10 hardest Grand Theft Auto missions. That's number 1. Oh, it's supply lines.
Fucking Omega Law.
Yeah. What's funny as well, on that video that I remember, is supply lines, right? It was only difficult because on the PS2 version you have half as much fuel, and then they fixed that on all the other versions of the game, right? And then they don't mention that. They just mention that you have like a stupidly limited fuel tank, but their gameplay that they record is on PC, where you don't have that glitch. Or intended mechanic that was then fixed, or whatever. Like,
No, I mean on the first PS2 versions was that like on the fuel was time based, and on the later versions it was like if you actually accelerate, then it will drain. Otherwise,
yeah. But yeah, so on every like PC version that they could have possibly been recording on, it's like it's not even close to difficult anymore. Like it's a complete joke. Because that was fixed. But then they were recording on PC and they're like, yeah, we still can't beat it. It's like, Jesus Christ.
So this mission was pretty easy. It's not real easy for a casual player because, well, you can't get rockets, I think, normally.
I don't think there's any rocket pickup in Fountain before arms.
For arm shortage, yeah. You're supposed to use the grenades. Like, even with grenades, it is really easy, but you have to kind of like know what you're doing beforehand. Like, even speedrunners of this game, if they don't have the rockets, like so many of them don't know how to do it properly with grenades. And all that you do is you literally just drop it at your feet. You just stand still and left click, and McAfee will drive his car right into the grenade. So there's a little tip for all you noobs out there. If you messed up 30k rockets. Yeah, so as you can see, like this is the fine example of 30k rockets just destroying everyone. Like you usually are supposed to wait for those cars to come to you, but you can just like rush.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Meet them in the middle. Yeah,
pretty easy mission with 30k rockets.
Yeah, they're also not supposed to like spawn that fast. But if you like shoot them in a specific way, then they do. You can like fast cycle them.
Yeah, because they spawn when the next car spawns when the previous one is destroyed, and if you shoot the front of the car, it causes a double explosion. But if you shoot the side,
yeah, you like shoot the doors to make sure that the people don't exit, because that's what triggers them.
Okay, here's a seemingly
the classic move of running east there.
Here's a seemingly hard mission, but it's really not.
it's not hard, just really random.
Yeah, you can get screwed over a lot. Yeah, this is if you watched The Simpsons Hit and Run yesterday, imagine that whole game in one mission. That's what this is. You just have to knock the
just put one
like
over
the evidence packages.
Yeah. I mean, why else would it be called evidence?
Yeah, true.
No.
I can't remember if like the game dictated it something like more specific though.
So when I bumped that car, the first time I received 2 stars, but now I have 1. That's because I made a great replay. I basically pick up a bright star in the replay, but picking up stuff in replays, don't make them on cooldown, I guess. So you can just spam the replays and get all your wanted level down.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, like replays are like in a different instance of the world or something like that. It doesn't get removed in the actual game.
Yeah, some weird shit like that.
So here's a very shitty mission of this run. It's super lag based. I mean,
how can we grab the cop car though?
I don't know. I heard that.
Like, surely it's faster than the Stinger. Like
it has the same top speed. But
Well, yeah, but I mean, you had to run away to get the stinger. Like you had to wait for the cop car to pass and then run towards the stinger. So even if it's the same speed, then it's still faster to get the cop car because it's closer.
I heard the sports car sound, so I thought, wow, cool car.
Maybe like an
And I have to
Infernus
get
or
it.
something. Yeah.
So yeah, I need to get a Cartel Cruiser, which spawns around here, but apparently it doesn't this time.
It's completely random. Like you can manipulate like the camera and stuff to try and increase spawns, but there's no way to guarantee a spawn.
I had
Because-
many runs die to this mission
Yeah.
just because of that spawn. It's super shit.
It's so dumb that even in mods that are made to like separate campaigns that are tried to make this as difficult as possible, they all program in a fixed cartel cruiser spawn. Because having it random is just bullshit and unfair.
Okay.
Either.
Also, this guy can spawn in either this one or this one garage. And I was lucky there, I had the first garage. It's obviously not that bad if you get the first garage, but a cool Cartel Cruiser spawn. I would prefer to get first garage over than getting a shit Cartel Cruiser spawn. So yeah, I had to drive him back to Donald because he asked us to. And that will be the mission. And the next mission actually again requires Cartel Cruiser, and I actually have one, as you can see, which is pretty convenient. And in that mission we will have to kill Asuka's brother. And we needed a Cartel Cruiser to make Asuka suspect it was Colombians. Yeah, very smart. 200 IQ.
It's like start a gang war.
Yeah.
Even though technically with the speedrun stats you never actually show that you're a Colombian at all.
Yeah.
You just either shoot a rocket or snipe him through the floor, and Kenji just drops dead out of nowhere, but they somehow know it's the Colombians.
So yeah, instead of driving all the way up there and having some dump cutscene, I just can use the rockets. Get back, and it should show that Kenji is vendor meat. And now you need to get out of Newport and dump the car to finish the mission. It's that easy.
So usually here you'll look for a like a fast car if you find one.
No, it's not even faster.
I know, because drop in the ocean next, right?
Yeah.
So
Like
just
wait for a minute.
Yeah.
It's equally fast to get the Infernus if you get the full spawn. Yeah, as soon as I get out of the car, police doesn't know who I am anymore. So now this is a bit of auto-scroll, and that's a Infernus I want to take. But it despawns eventually, because I was busy skipping the rain. Yeah, in this game you can skip weather. It's also very convenient. You do that by pressing F3 replay on 59 and then pounding F1 replays. That skips weather cycles. It's still raining, but it should stop in like a few seconds, I think. If I got the cycle right. I think I didn't, so yeah. Rain will
Stop at 11, right? Because
yeah.
it'll rain until the next cycle, which is
Yeah, the whole game
at the hour.
has exactly the same cycle if you start a new game. It's not random, so it's also convenient.
And everyone who says it's random is wrong.
There are some missions which delay cycles, so they might get the feeling that it's random. It's blowfish, last request, and gun fishing.
Kamiks also did something like really specific and quite complicated to set up for a really minor optimization later on. But essentially, he like interrupted the animation of the person who was driving the car, like exiting it. And if you interrupt that animation with a replay, the car becomes glitched, as we call it. It's quite a vague term, but basically it means that like the car is stuck in the game's memory.
And it will never despawn no matter what.
Yeah, exactly, unless you like destroy it or something. So he parked it in a very specific position, because during the third to last mission in the game, Espresso to go, a stall is going to spawn there, and he can just snipe and blow up the car. That's why he damaged it, instead of having to like come all the way to the stall, blow the stall up. He can just blow up the car next to the stall. So it's a really small time save, but it uses like quite a lot of complicated mechanics. There's more to it than that, but there's not really much point spending 10 minutes to explain something that saves like a few seconds.
8 seconds, I think.
A few. So this mission, once you have like all the packages, it's usually quite like scary because you end up with 5 stars, but you can just bribe them away because this game is good.
Yeah, all the water level is gone. There is a strat that it's people meme about it, but I started doing it. I didn't manage to complete a run yet with it, I think. Which is basically getting a ball, not doing anything I just did, like getting the car glitched there and going to ammunition, or even getting this cheetah, just driving to the boat. Then drive the boat just like you would at collecting the packages, record the replay of it, and then play the replay at Donald's place, and then save like 30 seconds right off the bat.
Yeah, but it's like stupidly hard to do because there's like no real reference as to where to drive.
Yeah, and you need to pay attention to weather cycle, whether you get big waves or small, because it makes like 200% harder to do with big waves. It's pretty hard strat. I don't think there is any harder at this point. So this is the first mission that sent us to Staunton, and the first mission we get to drive. Yeah, short set. We get to drive Dodo and fly the Dodo, which is not intended, by the way.
Something 9/11.
I'm pretty sure it was said to be like intended to be flyable for like a couple of seconds, just to see how people would do it. You didn't expect to be an actual vehicle.
Yeah, because when you land the Dodo, it says for how many seconds you have
there's a
flown.
programmed-in timer for see how far you could fly. But you were never intended supposed to be actually like flying it for like minutes on end, which the speedrun does.
And now magic happens in a bit. Flying the Dodo at first is hard for new players, but once you get it, it's not even hard. It's like driving any other car.
Well, I don't know about that comparison, but it's certainly way more difficult than driving regularly. Because the issue, what makes it difficult, is all of the like the standard flying controls that you're used to in GTA. They're all backwards. So, for example, in order to take off, instead of like holding W and then pulling back once you get a certain amount of speed, you have to pull down and then let go in order to speed yourself up, which is is say like the complete opposite of what you would usually do. So it's really hard to like break muscle memory that you're used to.
I mean, you can just rebind the keys.
I mean, yeah, but
Cosmic brain.
you can't rebind the act of not doing something. So you still have the same problem. Usually, even if you like fly the Dodo in there, you're supposed to like fight all these guys as you go through to get to like the crane to head up to the top of the building site. But you just mega jump over. Also, conveniently, because you use replays in mega jumps, replays at certain points. What is this takeoff kind of?
Oh my god!
Jesus
Cover your
Christ.
cover your eyes.
Yeah, this is not good. Dodo.
This is not how you're supposed to do it, but it's not that much of a time loss.
Yeah. So if you play a replay at certain points, you can disable the AI of certain characters. So when you mega jump over there, it just so happens that you disable the AI of all the cartel guys so they don't shoot you.
Yeah, and they first did that on. Are you serious?
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I pressed the fucking F, dude. I pressed it, I swear.
Imagine putting a 105 estimate and then playing like this.
I didn't take into account that stress will eat me.
I didn't take into account that I may fuck up. It's fine. We've got to wait for Burhak to get back from university anyway, so...
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious. He messaged me today saying like his classes got moved around and he's in class till 8. So right now he's still in class. So if you like were being mega fast, we would have to wait for him anyway. So you got time.
Do you know how much?
Let me see what he said to me.
It was all planned, guys. Just to
Saving the marathon.
just so Borhak wouldn't feel bad. You know,
Yeah.
we love him.
So he just said I won't be home before 8 since uni scheduling fucked me over. But he said if needed I could ditch class early to be home for 7:30. I was like no.
Oh my god. What a
GTA
determination.
Marathon supports a lot of rule breaking, but it does not support skipping class to go to your run. I was like, it's okay, we'll wait for you.
Yeah, so we have like 20 minutes more to spare before Borhak comes.
Yeah, I don't know like if he has to travel a long time, but you being slow rather than fast is better, for sure. Kamiks has proved that you need to stay in school. True. KZ through deleted process messages. Well, are we gonna have to unmod this disgusting power abuser, this tyrant?
Thank you for
That was a funny comment. You can't delete funny comments. Otherwise GTA Marathon would be nothing. How many rockets did you buy?
10.
10.
I don't have
Good
grenades anymore, so for E2G I will need.
Oh yeah, true.
You don't have a sniper rifle either.
Oh shit. But there goes the E2G snipe. Why
Oh,
did
yeah.
you have to remind me?
So you don't stop in the middle of the road and realize you have a sniper rifle.
Just rocket launcher it, dude.
across the fucking the whole
Remove the need to set up the snipe in the first place because you could just rocket the stall.
Oh shit. Can he not die?
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. That guy's like really important to kill because he has
Whoa.
an M16. rather than an AK. And the M16 in GTA 3 is like disgustingly broken. It's like a laser rifle.
This is under control.
Yeah, this is just unlucky. This is a true test to show that Kamiks knows what he's doing and that he isn't truly a grind monkey, and it's not going too well right now.
Next week, we've got our big bi-monthly opponent. When you get the chance to win a meal for two at a fast food outlet of your choice, as long as you choose one of our competition sponsors. Hey, this is Andy on the Lips 106 Wheels of Steel. I wonder if these CDs are steel. Today, it's all about the music. Next up, we have Boys to Girls, and this track's called Pray It Goes Okay.
Oh hey, it is all destroyed now. But I will do the...
Oh yeah, because this doesn't get reset.
Today I learned.
I didn't know that because I've never got busted on this mission. Opening bets, will he fail the Sam Dam shot? I should bloody well hope not, because it's really not that hard. And this guy's a 101, so... You do have a 101, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you pillock.
I think you can expect anything from me.
True.
I mean, this is the guy that trained that 4x3 game.
True.
Okay, we're back on track. I'm going back to Asuka for the hardest mission of this run. It's not, in my opinion. Yeah, I said that and I will fail it.
Oh god.
Yeah, what he's alluding to is that the fastest version of this mission is basically using the Dodo to like fly low, gain a ton of speed, trigger all like the aggro the vehicles after you, take a really specific route so they don't get stuck, and then land in the compound and not flip or die or get shot or get them stuck or anything like that. Like, this is like one of the more complicated strats to do. Especially the landing, because you're going so fast from all the flying. Because unless you like specifically slow yourself down, then you gain like a ton of speed while you're doing this. So by the time you get to the third car, the Dodo is like really sensitive to inputs. And it's really easy to spin out of control. Are you doing the down touch? Yeah, I assume he's doing the down touch, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So at some point during this flight, he needs to touch like the ground. In order to like make the AI be less shit. So some people do it really early, but he's going to do it on the down here. So you see, you know he's done it right because it's got like the you flew for X seconds. But you can see even like Kamiks here, who's like, you know, flown a lot of the Dodo and has a lot of experience in this game, is like kind of struggling to keep it controlled because of how sensitive everything is.
You just one wrong button pressing, you're fucked.
Yeah, that was good though.
Yeah, that was clear.
Yeah, I don't know how like good the flight was in terms of speed because there's no reference when you do the damn touch. Because you can touch it at like any time, right? But it seemed pretty
Well,
good.
it's called dam touch, so you have to touch the dam.
Yeah,
And that's
thanks.
pretty bad, I think. Oh god, okay, it's not.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, I thought all the guys were still alive. Okay, that's fine. I thought all those extra markers were people still being alive.
No, that's all.
Mamma Mia, if you're talking about like the extra blip on the map, that's a leftover one from earlier, from a glitch. That's not a car. There's only 3 of them. But yeah, Dodo bait like separates the men from the boys in terms of GTA 3 speedruns. Like, if you can do that consistently, then you can pretty much do anything. Like, I argue that like fast Dodo exchange is harder, but a lot of people don't agree with me.
Yeah, if you think that Vice City no SSU is hard, then GTA 3 is really not the game for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is a lot harder than VC.
So this is the mission that I was talking about earlier, where all the stalls spawn. Unfortunately, because Kamiks got busted, he can't do the snipe strat, but so he'll just have to do regular strats, which is just go and rocket all of them down. But first he's going to fly to Portland. There are 2 stalls in Portland. How many? 5 in Staunton and 2 in Shoreside, right?
Yeah.
For 9 total. So the fastest way to do it is to kind of do it in a sweep. But you want a car rather than the Dodo, because like, you know, maneuvering through the streets in the Dodo is kind of AIDS.
Well, the fastest way is to do Dodo E2G.
Well, yeah, but no human has ever pulled that off on a run, so... I don't think any has ever pulled that off full stop in, like, a segment. Like, I think the most anyone ever got was, like, halfway. Yeah, but basically what Kamiks is talking about is there's a task of this game. Not like a task speedrun, it's called, like, a super play, because I, like, watches cutscenes and everything. By a, I want to say Japanese player from, like, 10 years ago. And what they do is they use the Dodo the whole time, and they just like nosedive into the stalls, but then keep flying, and that's like stupidly difficult.
Yeah, you just gotta see it. Maybe someone will link the video.
I'll link it. I'll find it.
It's super amazing.
Yeah. I think S has the whole thing on his channel.
Yeah, he does.
It's somewhere on the forums.
I've already found it though. I'm just looking for the thing there. But yeah, so it's like, as far as we know, nobody has ever done it like even in a single practice segment. That's how difficult it is. But a lot of the strats for this run were actually inspired by the tasks, such as the shot that you'll be seeing in the next mission.
Dodo E2G, it saves like 50 seconds.
One that was never implemented was the ECG.
Okay, Setback, subscribe.
I got that for you. Thanks, Setback. There's the link for anyone who wants to see it. Wait, I got what? I got purged by Nightbot? It's my channel! Why? What?
Well, I can see the link though.
Yeah, I can see the link. I can't see any badges on the channel.
Yeah. Also nice angry jargon.
What? Can I...
Detroit become human.
Like, I can post them on my English Ben account, like, so the mods can post links, but I can't on the channel?
I mean, I guess something broke, because, like, for me, you don't even have any badges. This is the name.
Yeah.
Fuck. Alright, Hoxie, I'll DM it to you, and then you post it.
I mean, it didn't get deleted.
Just post it anyway, just in case. I want to see if it lets you post it. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, whatever. But yeah, if you want to watch it and you couldn't see it before, you can look at Hoxie's link.
Yeah, you gotta see it. So I have 2 rockets left, that's just enough for the rest of the run. I will spend one here and then one on sun.
I mean, now the channel has
when
badges.
I don't have badges on my side for the channel now. So I guess it's not even Nightbot's fault then, it's probably Twitch. Because, like, it's probably based on the badges, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like, Nightbot, like, checks what badges you have and Twitch isn't displaying them, so... So I'm gonna take back that weird champ, and I'm gonna weird champ Twitch instead. Will this even be sub 110? That's the question. I don't think it can be,
No.
right?
I don't think so, yeah.
Giga weird champ.
A GTA Arrow failed costs a ton.
I actually there's a right into the mission as well.
Do we technic someone?
This mission is 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
So this is a big strat that was pulled from the that task that I linked, and essentially, so usually you would have to wait for the whatever it's called, the plane, to come down at the airport, and you would blow it up like just before it lands at the end of the 3-minute timer, right? But what the task did was it went over to the dam, and it ended up shooting it out of the sky like halfway through its flight. And then you can collect all of the packages on the dam. So the dam shot is like kind of precise, because if you're too early, then you'll shoot the packages into the water and you'll fail, which like destroy the spank or whatever it is.
They don't
I don't
destroy,
remember what it's called.
I think.
They're not? I'm pretty sure you fail if they get like drenched, right?
No.
No, you don't, you just can't get them.
Oh, well, either way, yeah, you can't get them, so you essentially fail the mission. Like, you fail your objective. And then if you shoot them too late, they fall into the dam, which is like a huge time loss, so...
Yeah, shooting earlier is better than shooting later.
Yeah.
Nice stinger, is he angry? Yep,
It's like it, yeah.
unlucky.
Just angry that you went over it.
Yeah. But yeah, so with this strat, like, there's a million different references on how to do it. So, with the reference, it's pretty simple. And then at exactly 1:17 on the timer is when the plane will come into Kamiks's view, and that's when he'll shoot it down. So he'll look at this like certain reference here, then hold W to aim all the way up, and then as soon as the plane comes into his view, he'll shoot. And then you bribe away the stars, and if all goes well, all the packages should land right where the plane is. Nice.
Nice game.
Nice. If it went cycled on the packages. And then yeah, the rest of it is just flying back.
Nice
So
copy
you use
paste
this kind
about
of
the
bump.
net.
What copy pasta? What's not copy pasta?
I'm a simple man. Is there much left? This is the second to last mission.
And the last mission is pretty short.
It's 1 minute,
Yeah.
excluding the credits and cutscenes.
Hey, Zero, this estimate is not impossible, dude. 105 is a pretty normal estimate. Kamiks is just a monkey who can't cheat a run.
We're still ahead of the schedule. I think no, we're not.
No.
Let's see if we are.
No, we're not.
I'll be the fucking judge of that, buddy. How about you? You focus on the gameplay, right? I'll focus on the schedule.
don't go further over.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, relax. Alright. Oh yeah, we are a solid... Yeah, we're quite far behind. GTA 5 Classic was scheduled to start 27 minutes ago. Hell yeah.
Hell?
Just thinking back to Rock's VC any percent showcase earlier, where he told me and Josh to keep it on the down low, that he was gonna like
Okay,
pretend
dude,
to tab out,
thanks.
and
Now
then
what?
oh my goodness, Kamiks!
Oh my,
Jesus Christ!
no.
Crash change, crash change, crash change.
Are you sure?
Yeah, dude. It's the only way to save this run.
I haven't done that in like a year, I think.
It's the only way. Get yourself on that import-export garage and get yourself over to the roof.
Right now, it's in order.
Yep. There you go. Get yourself over there, lad. Jesus Christ, that's a launch and a half.
Holy shit.
How do you do this?
Oh dear. Okay. Make like a 2-second replay. What do you do? Whoa. Listen to me. Listen to me. Make like a 2-second replay of you looking, like standing in front of the helicopter, right?
Yeah.
And then once you've made it, just shoot. And then as the rocket is about to collide with the helicopter, play the replay.
Oh, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And now run to Maria.
GG, clap.
GG. Huge.
Easiest run, not even over the estimate.
Residents in Cedar Grove have been
112, 20 something. 26, I think. I was a couple of seconds late. But
Yeah, 26.
absolutely huge. Good tutorial. Thank you. See, I can teach anyone. Even like second place runners can learn something from English underscore band. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
even reset, I remember.
Yeah. I teach all, you know, the god gamers.
Even the reset. Alright, since we're behind, I will wrap this up quickly. It was a pleasure to run, and thanks. I guess.
Are you sure?
Thank you very much for coming on, Kamiks.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
a great job, all in all. You did a great job.
I know,
Better than
right?
what I would.
I know, right? Okay, bye everyone.
Let's get some music lined up for the intermission. GTA 5 non-stop pop. Is there a no commercials version? No commercials.
Oh, you don't have Spotify installed on that PC?
No. We just do it on YouTube. Alright, there isn't, but sack it. It's cool. Alright. Intermission.